2nd, 2015 meeting of the Public Safety Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Chairman Ansello,
Here?
Mr. Baroth, Ms. Boyce, Mr. Howland, Mr. Willie Lightfoot, Mr. Marionetti, Mr. Michike, Mr. Morelli, Mr. Yolovich.
Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There is not.
Is there anyone present who's not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? Okay, the next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the May 18th, 2015 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business.
Referral 15-0186, acceptance.
Moved by Legislator Michike, seconded by Legislator Boyce. Is there any discussion? Yes, Legislator Barat.
Thank you. Through the Chair of the Administration, I have a couple questions here regarding this referral. The first is the amounts of approximately $550,000 and $388,000. Are those increases or decreases from last year's amount?
Through the Chair, Tim Donner, Public Defender. The state this year actually gave a 18-month grant award, so the level of funding is the same. It just shows as an increase because it's over an 18-month period instead of a 12-month period.
Thank you. That makes sense. And then through the Chair of the Administration, I noticed that these are to fund partially or fully 11 FTEs. Are those current positions?
Through the Chair, in the Public Defender's Office, yes, they are current positions.
Thank you. Then
excuse me. And through the Chair for the District Attorney's Office, they are current positions also.
Okay, thank you. That makes sense. And then finally, I know these are for reducing the backlog of felony cases and such. What is the current backlog of felony cases?
Through the Chair, the primary purpose of the grant is for the Public Defender's Office is to provide what we call vertical representation to violent felons who are obviously accused of violent felonies. There is no real backlog as far as the processing of felony cases.
Thank you. Through the Chair of the Administration, just for clarification, is that from the point of view of both offices?
Through the Chair, yes, it would be similar in the DA's office.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? The item carries. And next item, please.
Referral 15-0187.
Moved by Legislator Boyce, seconded by Legislator Howland. Is there any discussion? Legislator Barat.
Through the Chair of the Administration, I just have one simple question. I know the amounts vary by county. I just want to know, how do these numbers compare to prior years' referrals on this matter?
Through the Chair, John Clark from the Crime Lab. The fees this year are flat. There are no increases over 2014.
Thank you. And through the Chair of the Administration, as a follow-up, so I understand, the fees are flat. The total, the expected amount, the total amount, and added up together, then the same amount of money as last year's?
Through the Chair, that's correct.
Thank you much.
Yes, Legislator Boyce.
Yes, through the Chair to Mr. Clark. With the uptick in heroin use and arrests, do you see this number staying flat? I mean, or are you going to see any increase in this possibly?
Through the Chair, although the heroin submissions have increased, overall we've seen a decrease in the submission of cases over the first 6 months of this year.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. And opposed? The item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 15-0188.
Moved by Legislator Howland, seconded by Legislator Marionetti. Is there any discussion? Yes, Legislator Barat.
Thank you. Through the chair of the administration, I noticed that the Network Security Associates is based out of Syracuse. Do they have a local office here in Rochester or the Rochester area? They do not. Through the chair of the administration, were there any local applicants?
No, there were not.
Thank you. And then through the chair of the administration, as a follow-up, when did this go to bid?
I believe it was January of this year.
January. And finally, through the chair of the administration, I know this is for the electronic voucher system. Is this for a new system or is it updating the current one?
No, it's a brand-new system.
Brand new system. Thank you.
Yes, Legislator Boyce.
Yes, through the chair. Can you tell us, since it is a new system, can you give it a little bit more of a description? I mean, I understand it's a voucher system and things like that for a sign council to keep, I guess, contracts straight and things like that, but can you give us a little bit more, Mr. Nosy?
Sure.
Through the chair.
Through the chair. The system that is presently installed is quite cumbersome. Not everybody who submits a voucher, whether it be an attorney or another vendor, does so with a spreadsheet. It could be handwritten. In terms of transparency, accountability, reliability, it's in my opinion, virtually impossible to ensure that there isn't some duplication of cost with an electronic system, which is, quite frankly, the 21st century. The system is going to be expedited. It's going to be transparent. I, as the administrator, will be able to see just what number of cases an attorney or a vendor has been assigned, the status of those cases, and the dollar amount to that point. And there will not be this potential problem where multiple vouchers come in from one particular vendor for one date or a series of dates that I have no recall, but the software will have recall. So it's got so many benefits. And as far as I can see, based upon speaking to the Onondaga County administrator for the Assigned Counsel program, who's had this same system with the same vendor for 9 years, there will be cost savings to the county.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The item passes. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? Yes, Legislator Lightfoot.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To you, Mr. Chairman, a couple of weeks ago, we sent out, a couple of meetings ago, I asked for trunk system questions that I had concerning the trunk system. Did you receive that list of questions, Mr. Chairman, in the letter?
Yes.
Okay, we, at this point, as far as I know, we have not received any responses to those questions, Mr. Chairman.
Let's ask the administration what the status is, right?
Thank you.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, at this time, we have no updates on the trunk radio system.
So to you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, none of those questions can be answered at this time. To you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, is that correct?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, we have no update at this time.
Okay. Can I have it reflected in the minutes, Madam Clerk, that it was asked for at a committee meeting updates for the trunk system, and that administration said that there were no updates for the trunk system at this time? Can that be reflected on our next minutes of the public safety meeting? Thank you. And part two of other matters, Mr. Chairman, you'll be getting another letter from me as well, and I'm asking for how many determined gunshot wound deaths by the Monroe County Coroner Office in the last 10 years per year, city versus county, going back 10 years. I'll be submitting a letter to you asking for that information. I'm just curious as to what that number will be. I would have hoped and imagined that with all the light of all of that's going on in our community across the country, that even other members of this Public Safety Committee, I think we would probably be astonished at our numbers here in Monroe County, and it came to me the other day to ask that question. So I like that reflected in the minutes too, Madam Clerk, that that I'm asking for this information from the Monroe County coroner's office, and through you, Mr. Chairman, I want to be very specific. I'm looking for how many determined deaths by gunshot for the last 10 years per year, city versus county, that were determined by the Monroe County coroner, our coroner, that their death was determined by a gunshot wound for the last 10 years per year. Through you, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Any further matters? Any other matters? Okay, there being no other matters, the June 22nd, 2015 meeting of the Public Safety Committee stands adjourned, and the next meeting of the Public Safety Committee will be held Monday, July 27th, 2015 at 5:30 p.m. Okay, we're going to hold the meeting open. For what, just the 5 minutes?
We're not.
Huh? Yes. Okay. All right, we're not going to hold the meeting. The meeting is adjourned then.